You got to ask somebody else who would evaluate me on that. I would tell you that I would think humility is actually a big part of it, so you can't throw it out the window. Because if you're not willing to learn from people and adapt and adjust and progress in your mind, you're always learning, you can't be in a company like this and succeed. It just doesn't make any sense. I think that's important to me. And I think I picked that up over the years in some ways from people I saw and watched. And Barry Ryan, for example, used to have the ability in Nestle to deal with the junior most employee and the senior most with as much interest of purpose with each of them. The gentleman at Citi, Sandy Weil, who was the chairman and CEO and the founder of the merged Citi Group, has exactly the same attitude. He can deal with the gardener in his vineyard. He can afford vineyards, so he's done well. And he can deal with the gardener in his vineyard with the same interest and purpose and passion as he does with a president of a country. So I don't know that you can divorce that from success. I think it's actually a key part of who you are and how successful you can be. I think you can be successful without the humility, but you won't enjoy it as much. That's kind of one big part of it. I think the second part of it is you've got to be willing to take risks with your life and your career. And you guys do that. This school produces entrepreneurs and people who want to take a risk. So it's a little preaching to the converted here. But it wasn't that way some years ago. And it isn't that way with a lot of your colleagues and friends and pals who don't take the same risks. And by risks, I don't mean changing jobs only. I mean where you live and what you do. Aditi has been to 8 or 9 schools before she left high school, around the world in different places. Her sister, the younger sister, had been to a similar number. We've lived as a family. Ritu and I have moved, I don't know how many times now, and we've lived in a house of our own for the first time after coming to the U.S. Otherwise, it's always been a rented house somewhere, rented by a company, moving around. And I moved from different functions and different companies. You have to take those risks. So I'd say those two probably are the most striking. I don't know. I don't think you're born that way. I think this thing about you're born this way, you're born that way, is given too much credence. I think your mind is capable of a great deal of learning, adapting, and comprehending, and disciplining, and operating in a method that you care for. I think what your early experiences and the values you pick up, yes, that makes a difference. But I don't believe in this born that way stuff. I just think you pick it up as you go along, and you're capable of changing who you are as you go along.